Hello and welcome back to the adventures of Dunk and Egg. Well, I suppose we have an egg coming with us, because we have Aegon Targaryen here coming with us over to Braavos for our tournament, and we can do a little exploring of Braavos then. Then we're going to be thinking potentially about whether we want to expand. Now, I want to expand because I want to see what creating a kingdom is like, given that it's a new thing that we can do. However, I did realise that there is one that already exists, the High Lordship of Old Town. And we can see it's just marked High Lordship. You're still called a Lord, but, you know, it'll still be cool to do it ourselves, because this one seems to be named differently. This one seems to be named the Kingdom of Dusk Washes, so maybe it gets a slightly different thing. Also, we already have a High Lordship, which is kind of weird, because ours is called High Lordship, but so is theirs, but theirs is a higher tier title. It's all sorts of weird stuff, so it'd be cool to see that. After we get it, I don't really know what's next for us. Because the only place we could go from there really is, like, on the Iron Throne, which is kind of the eternal problem of the Game of Thrones mod, is that the world as set up, unless you're going to, like, conquer into Essos, it's pretty much you get to a certain size and then the only people above you are, like, the only person above you is the king, at which point, like, you're vying to become king. But it doesn't really feel like a Dunk thing to do, so I don't know. We'll think about it. At the very least, for now, it's time for us to do the Grand Tournament, and that's what we're going to do. Tourney grounds we've already been to, right? Yep. So we can go here in 20 days, or we can go here in 30 days. It might just be worth going to the tourney grounds in 30 days. Yeah. I mean, it would be nice to earn some money out of this thing, so yeah, let's just go to this in 30 days. I'm sure I had it paused, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I accidentally didn't have it paused. Okay. I was distracted by this. Why? Greetings, my charming vassal. You've been a loyal and devoted subject. I wish to reward you for your service. In recognition of the... Sorry, I was trying to pause the game. There we go. Now we're paused. In recognition of this, I'm hereby offering you the position of Master of Whisperers of the Iron Throne. Why? Look at our stats. Valar, look at our stats. You see our stats here? What about this makes you think that we should be your Master of Whispers? We are god-awful at Master of Whispering, okay? So, I mean, I'm going to say yes, because I'd like to be on the council, but, like, I don't really want to be as Master of Whisperers. There you go. We get Natural Dread. Hostile Scheme phase lengths are faster. Hostile Scheme potential goes up, and we get monthly intrigue lifestyle experience. I guess really the only thing we're getting is the dread. Does mean our dread will tick up, I guess, which is kind of nice. But still, why? Why would you do that? I guess probably because it was a position that came open and he wanted to give us a title. That would probably seem like the most likely reason. But, like, there's so many of these positions we would be better at. Are we really, like, comparable? Okay, I gotta be honest, looking at the people who are in the other positions, yeah, I can see how we ended up here. We're still, like, not the best, but we are pretty, comparable in intrigue, sorry. And we're probably comparable to the other options. I get the feeling that everyone's bad at intrigue. Okay. Anyway, time to do archery. I'm not gonna cheat. Hey, level of devotion to our faith went up when our religious icon. Okay, let's give these people something to cheer for. We're going to do this blindfolded, which increases our score somehow. Right. Aerodynamics is a little bit windy, which I'm going to use to increase my score greatly. I get that due to Hunter, right? Hunter and Hastlooter. Huh, interesting. Must be a certain... I mean, it says Hastlooter, it must be a certain level of bow, but anyway. That's fine. That seemed to work. I'm going to take I am one with my bow. One last knock. And I believe we have just won. Fantastic. We do seem to have a pattern of continually winning the archery contests, which is good. Sorry, I thought I heard something pop up here, but I guess I didn't. Okay. Tourney grounds. Ah, be a man. We have found out that this person is a woman. She's trying to sneak into the contest. Well, I am going to recruit her. Wonderful. Okay. Let's go artisans next, because we can fit that in between. Don't want this. Yeah, don't want any of this, probably. Well, unless I want to buy the exquisite crest. No, I don't want any of that. That's fine. That's okay. And next, we can do tourney grounds. And I'll get a great score increase. Wonderful. And now we'll do wrestling. I definitely heard something that time. Courtier came of age. Ah, another one of the Richards. Okay, cool. And now, I'm ready. I'm going to face Denyo. Yeah, he doesn't really stand a chance. I think we might have him here. Dirty tricks? I'm not going to cheat. Definitely not. Okay. We're going to let us lock up as warriors, as say here. And then, we appear to have beaten Denyo. Wonderful. Victory! Okay. Let's see who reaches the semi-final. It is Duncan of Duskendale, leader at Landro Nesario Estate. That's kind of weird. That must be the name of the land that he was spawned in. Arzero and Rego. Arzero is definitely the best so far. We're against Rego. Rego should be destroyed by us. Disjointed. Well, I am a little bit dislocated in terms of fingers, but I'll take the negative, potentially. Yep. We'll lock up as warriors, and we won. Yeah, only lowered our prowess by 3 for 1 year. That's fine. That's acceptable. Victory. Okay, obviously this guy was getting through to the final. We're better than him, but he is a lot better than the others. Okay, a beefy bout. My arms attempt to close around the back of Arzero's bounteous belly once more, and as before, all he does is laugh and send me barreling into the pit wall with his sheer bulk. He struts towards me, jowls quivering, rolls roiling as the crowd holler with glee. Though my opponent's prodigious dimensions are an asset, there's certainly no way all of that volume is muscle alone. Arzero begins circling to cut the space available to me again. Surely there's a way to exploit this. Just pick them up and be done with it? I guess we're just going to pick them up and be done with it because we're Herculean and strong. Well, either I think would have allowed us to do it. Lock up as warriors. And now, we appear to have won. Cool. Victory. And we have won that one as well. We get the rewards again. Wait, it says I'm not going to qualify for the horse race? Oh, well, let's go to the tourney grounds. Nope. Okay. Why am I not going to qualify? Well, I guess because I'm not good enough, but it's crazy. I guess I'm not racing in the horse race, probably. That's probably why I'm not qualifying. It's probably somebody else's stats or something that's being used. Must rescind my appointment as Master of Whispers. Gotta say, great choice. Great choice. We're definitely a bad option for that. That's 12 days. I need to go to tourney grounds if I want to qualify, so we're just going to go here again. Let's increase scores. Yeah. Close to qualifying. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get there. 17 days, I can go to one of these. Go temple and pray, go camp and pray. Let's see. I can go a little bit quicker than this. I don't need to go quite this slowly. There we go. Let's see. Tent camp. Nightly fanfare. You're gonna win this. It'll be trivial, like when Colin became your squire. What? That doesn't make any sense. Well, it'll be trivial to win this contest, like it was trivial to choose a child to be my squire. Okay, you're too chivalrous and perceptive to fail. Well, I'm definitely gonna increase my score. Yes, we are now going to qualify for the horse race. Okay. I've qualified. My fastest horse, Dawn Rush, is not going to notice by breeders and gamblers. Okay. So now I have to choose what I'm doing here. My horse is all set, of course, but the beast is nothing without a capable rider to control it. As a result, I find myself with 3 potential riders arrayed before me, all clamoring for the honor of being allowed to represent me. The first is my captain, Emiria, a fair candidate considering her experience handling horses in her profession. I'll go with my captain. Yeah, that seems good. A massive legs. At full gallop, Magister Esela's rider pulls Brego into my horse and its rider, Emiria, or perhaps it was Donrush who veered into them. Regardless, the whole unforeseen lot careened sideways into barriers. Where once there was a whole pack of coursing mounts, shimmering with sweat, now two ricochet outwards from the mast, the rider struggling to control them. The pack of racers streaks on, and two wobbling horses now at length behind the rest. From amidst her retainers, Magister Esela cries out in horror. And say, "Apploy, I've been cheated." Esela alone shares this moment's woe. Okay. Slacken the reins, Emiria. Or farewell victory. I'm going to say slacken the reins. Increase our score slightly. Okay. Probably up to speed 4 here. Enthusiastic encouragement. I watch the horses pound past the stands, absorbing the smell of kicked up dust and the sound of the hollering crowd, the deep pounding of many hooves. My mare, Donrush, is keeping pace as the laps progress, her rider vying well with the other riders. Okay. Well, I'm going to say come on, I guess. Final lap. The horses continue to thunder around the course, the remaining riders sawing at their steeds' reins to urge them ever faster. It's been an eventful race already, I think, remembering when I had cheered my rider on with wild abandon. There's only one more lap to go. I lean over the edge of the stand and shout down at my rider as the pack passes. I guess I'm going to say hit them in the faces. Okay. That worked, apparently. One more push. Did we win? I actually still don't know. Did we win? Yes. Yes, we did. We came first, followed by Magister Arana's Snowflake and Magister Pharaoh's Storm. But Donrush didn't even place. What? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I won? Yeah, I definitely won. Okay, that's fine. I won all of the contests. That's cool. Yeah, the idea of the horse race one is interesting. I wonder, it would be nice if you could do some of the other events like this one. So this one is like, you're sponsoring someone else, and the things that you're doing are gonna make them qualify, make them win, and then you get a reward for it. I think that would be quite good if you wanted to play a ruler who was not prowess focused, that still wanted to do tournaments, if you were able to do that for the other ones, but anyway, I don't believe you are. I mean, you can kind of do it with tourney grounds to increase the score of your, like, captains, but not really. Okay, I gain a bunch of this I don't need. I get prize necklace, prize scepter, and a prize ring. Cool. Okay. Well, it's now ended. Let's have a little look at our 3 prizes here. So, these are all trinkets. These are garbage. So I'm going to give these 2 to my wife, who I think only has 1 right now. She also has the crown. I'm going to grant her... there we are. Gift artifact, the prize necklace. And I'm going to grant her the prize scepter. Right. And then we might keep the ring as well. See, this ring... It's reasonable. It's probably better than one of these. Probably better than Roland Spurs. Although, given that it gives renown, I should give it to a member of my family. You know what? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to grant you this thing. Oh, you have the Maester's Chain. I didn't even know that there was a, like, artifact for it. There's a whole bunch of stuff to do with this. Oh, cool. Anyway. None of it relevant to us, I guess. I'm going to give you Roland Spurs. Right. That's fine. I don't even know if he can give us renown. I assume he would, but we'll see. Well, yeah, actually, there you go. He must have equipped it, and we're getting a very, very small... Well, we'll see. We'll see in a second, actually. When he actually equips it, what we get. I asked my head of faith for more gold. Of course I will. That's good. Right, let's unpause a second. Hey, thank you for that. I go and have a look in here. No, he is giving us something. There you go. He's giving that from Roland Spurs. So yeah, it is good to give it to him. Wonderful. Okay. That's fine. There was something else I was going to do. Nope. Guess there wasn't. Was thinking of there was something else I had to do, but I guess not. Yeah, them exploring Braavos is very interesting as they go back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. Then we cross back over here. We're going to go to the Eyrie. Okay. Stolen keepsake. You thief, this was my mother's, Philip exclaims, eyes blazing with anger. Gorlas vehemently denies the claim. You lying coxcomb, it's always belonged to me. Okay. Does it belong to Gorlas or Philip? I am going to say I do not have time for this. And they can become rivals. Well, there's not a lot we can do about it. Okay. The horse healer. Amidst the tranquil pastures of Moongates, a figure tends to a horse with a wounded leg. As we draw closer, the healer looks up, his eyes reflecting years of knowledge. A simple misstep, but she will run again. Moved by his care, we pause in our journey. So we can offer to help. You should become my master of the horse. Okay. Could you teach me this craft and I gain excellent horse care? Or I hope she recovers and then farewell. What was maintenance of these things? I have to pay quite a lot. The maintenance isn't that much for this, right? How much is the maintenance? Maintenance is 3 a month. That would give me 5% off. So like 0.15 per month. That's not going to pay off the 200 gold for a long time. Like, even if you tripled it, which it would be at full maintenance, that's not going to pay off the 200 gold for a very, very long time. Maybe it is worth it if you are young and you get that event. Do I want a master of the horse? Do I have one? No. Do I want one? Gives us travel speed, and he's excellent. And it gives us captains. You know what? You can be my master of the horse. That's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't need to pay for anything else there. Right, let's go. In some more lifestyle experience. Got a new stewardship perk. Let's grab cutting cornerstones, makes buildings cheaper. Courtier came of age, another Hollard. Right. And now we have arrived back. Cool. Okay. If we wanted to expand, how would we do it? I think that's the next question to ask. Well, we declare war. I currently don't have any wars that make sense on these people here. Let's say I was going to attack Deerfield or Deerfield. Let's see. How would I do that? If I wanted to expand, well, I would have to get a claim, I think, right? That'd be the obvious one. Or I have to find somebody who has a claim on his lands. But the problem with finding somebody who has a claim on his lands is that we're the same tier title. And the problem there is, if I find somebody who's the same tier title and I get them in charge, then they will simply be, like, independent from us. Like, they'll still be underneath King Valar, but they'll be independent from us. So, I could find somebody who's, like, heir to a county. That could be a way for us to do this. So we could say, do we have anybody who's, like, heir to Vara's head who would join us? And they'd have to also accept an invite to court, or we could marry them into our court. I think that could add a little bit of challenge to try and do it that way. Yeah, I think that's interesting. So Dusk Washes is just this land here. Let's just go through a couple of these. So Brackworth only has women as its claimants. I'm assuming I can't press their claims. Okay, Tuskford. Yep, again, no men. That's the, yeah, that is his holding, but there might be a claimant to that holding. The child, yeah, he's already betrothed. That's not going to do anything for us. Okay, you, Point Square. John Fuller. Cannot be invited to court as he's in a matrilineal marriage. Huh. And you would not accept an invite to court either. How about Robert Fuller? It's also in a matrilineal marriage to another Hulk. Okay, so wait. Both Fullers are married matrilineally to different members of this family. Huh. Interesting. And then nobody else. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Who's next in line, tier 1? Because you are ill. Next in line is this child. If the child was to get in charge, then having then we could press one of the other claims. And he does have pneumonia, and he might just die. Okay. Well, let's preemptively just have a look here. Jane Fuller? You're married to the liege here. Okay, well that's not going to work. Unella Fuller? Now, you wouldn't accept an invite to court, but you could be married into court. Yeah, let's arrange a marriage between you and you know what? Davis Hollard. That's absolutely fine. Would not accept. Why? Because he's important and relative family tiers is a no. Okay. Yeah, importance a pretty big one. I was just seeing if there was anything else, but yeah, the tiers as well. Wait, arranged marriage between you. Do I have anyone else? How about Adam Redwick? That's even more of a no. Okay. How about Edrin Septley? No, well, he did just join us, so probably not. Alan Grindell. No. Nope. Okay, so basically, no, we have no one we can marry in here, and I have no other way of getting her into our court. No. Okay, fair enough. I mean, we could seduce her or something, but we're not going to do that. Let's have a look at Stokeworth here. Aha! Cantondale has a woman in charge. Well, let's have a look at your claimant list. There's one claimant. Never mind. Silverhead. This might have been more difficult than I thought it would be. Silverhead has a child in charge. So that does mean that in theory I could, could press a claim. You're landed already. Yeah, okay, so no, I actually don't have anyone's claim who I can press. Cool. Bent Branch. John Baxter. John Baxter would not accept an invite to court unless you want to marry Kareen Hollard? No. Is it matrilineal your problem? Yeah, matrilineal is very much a problem here. Okay, do I have anyone else? Richard? No. Gotwick? No. Okay. Delissa Darkwood? No. Stillbloom? No. Okay, well. That's not going to work. Okay. And he won't accept an invite to court. Could recruit him as a spy. I don't think that actually allows us any benefits, but anyway, that's fine. Stokeworth? There is a woman in charge. We could potentially try and recruit somebody. Oh, you're married to the Stormlands. Oh, there are two... You're in the list twice as a claimant. Interesting. You're her first son? Wait, why aren't you in line of succession? You've been disinherited. Oh, but you still have a claim. Okay. Could I arrange a marriage between you, matrilineally, and Kareen Hollard? That'd be a no. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't want one unless it leads to an alliance. Okay. Grainside? Oswick Brun. No. I guess I could try and become friends with somebody and then they would probably join one of these. So that's the next play. So the answer is no, there is nobody available. Was it Cantondale that had one that was close? No, it wasn't Cantondale. Silverhead? Silverhead had one where there were more options. But no, it was not close. Might be in Bent Branch. Bent Branch, Sir John Baxter. We could try and befriend him. Well, I guess he's not really our like the type of person we'd want to be our friend, but well, maybe we could try it anyway. Let's try it. It's a way to potentially get some land. Let's see if we can befriend him, and if we then manage to befriend him, then we could press his claim. It would be nice if you could somehow explain to them, it's like, yeah, I just want you to join me so I can press your claim on your title. And they'd be like, oh right, yeah, of course. But anyway. Let's see who we want to go for next. So, how strong are your allies? You're actually pretty strong. General, your allies are pretty strong. I mean, we're stronger, but maybe try and take Vair's head here. So let's send our... Where are we? That's the wrong one. There we go. I can send you over here to fabricate a claim on... What am I looking for? On Vair's head. There we go. Go fabricate a claim on that. Right. Okay. Colin, do you need a little bit of training? Let's train your strategy this time, Colin. Excellent training session. Wonderful. He's almost finished his training. Good. Do a little speed 5. Family feast my ward. The night's feast at Dunfort was a fairly dull affair, and I was almost ready to nod off my seat when I noticed young Colin not far away, paying rapt attention to a conversation my master at arms was having with someone else. Eventually, my curiosity aroused, I went over and asked the lad what fascinated him so. Apparently, John had been talking about a recent battle in another kingdom, and the strategies involved were complex enough to leave Colin utterly baffled. Turning to me, he demanded an explanation, unsurprising, perhaps, considering he is, in fact, my ward and responsibility. I'm going to say, you see, it goes like this, and we're going to try and improve his education focus. And we did. Fantastic. Okay. This is all fine. And we chill. Oh, we have 3,000 gold. I should spend some of that. I didn't even notice initially. Let's upgrade these to full. And then we can get the next men-at-arms one that we need. So let's just have a look. So we have armored horsemen. They are armored, which are heavy cav. They counter archers, heavy infantry, and skirmishers. We have crossbowmen, which counter heavy infantry, heavy cav, elephant cav, and chariots. Okay, so 2 that counter heavy infantry, and heavy infantry which counters spearmen, peasant militia, and skirmishers. Okay. So what am I looking to get rid of? Maybe light cav? Maybe some... well, yeah, maybe some... I was looking at these guys, but they're not the ones I'm looking for. Ah, spearmen. Yeah. Maybe some spearmen are what we're looking for. Gets rid of light cav. That would be a problem for us, light cav, right now, because they would be able to run over our crossbowmen. Yeah. Which one of these is better? Okay, well these are slightly better. Different terrain? Yeah, they're better in different terrain, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm going to hire the Dusk's spears. These spearmen know the lands of Blackwater Bay well and are renowned for fighting in cities. Okay. And I'm going to fully upgrade them. Nice. Okay. Now we'll just wait for them to fully upgrade. Befriend, respect, and admiration. Considering my life's deeds, it's only natural that others should respect me. I'm convinced John has also accomplished a thing or two which fills with pride. Perhaps I should commission a small poem comparing our deeds to illustrate that we're both cut from the same cloth. Let's focus on his accomplishments. Yeah. Okay. I've been invited to a hunt and a feast. A feast in Casterly Rock held by the Lady of the Westerlands. Okay, well that seems like it's probably going to take priority over Lord Baron's hunt. I don't even know who Lord Baron is. Also, wait a second, I do. Kaelin's up here, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is prime territory where you just randomly die from travel events. So yes, I'm going to accept the feast. Yeah, we're going to go there. You've invited us to Casterly Rock. Well, and we will say yes. Especially as we haven't been there, which is kind of unusual. Let's go with make haste here. Then we can go a few different places. So we can go to here, and then here on the way. Maybe even going here and here on the way. Nice. On the way back, we can go down to Feast Fires, over to Lions Harbour. Actually, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go to Lions Harbour, Lannisport, Heatherfield Hall, and back over here. Then we're going to drop down to Crake Hall via the sea. Then we're going to go to here. And then we're going to go back. Yeah, well, that seems reasonable, except for the fact that I want to go to here first. That looks pretty good as a trip. I mean, we're not going to these ones, but they are a little bit further out. Yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable. Let's go. Do I want to be a herbalist? Sure. Okay, although we might arrive late, I just realised. Today, Colin encountered a party of unfamiliar visitors to the entrance of our household. Startled by their presence, he swiftly fled and didn't emerge from wherever he had hidden himself until now. Wary from the encounter, Colin comes to me with trepidation. Who are those people? I don't trust them. Well, I hate this, obviously. Out of these three, I'm going to make you shy. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to make you paranoid or craven. First pursuit, I'm going to say give me the money back and you can go. Okay. Diminutive defenders. Also, Dulessa Darkwood has now finished her education. Cool. We should probably marry off some people in our court at some point, but anyway. At the foot of a particularly imposing hill fort in Long Rock, a group of children play at warriors, their laughter a counterpoint to the solemnity of the stone. One child, bold and bright-eyed, approaches with a wooden sword. Halt! No one may pass the forts of Viserys and his benign band. Oh wait, are you a lord? Viserys is an interesting name. Anyway, well, we can get child scouts and ask if I ask them for the quickest way through. I'm going to say, brave defenders, tell us the quickest way through these highlands. They did, fantastic. Fire in the night? Oh no. We are walking among the hills late in the day. The darkness comes suddenly, brought by the dark clouds above us. Then there is a distant, loud rumble of thunder. Soon there is another, combined with a dazing flash of lightning. And another strike. Brightly illuminating the area, the afterimage burned into my eyes. I blink and see where the lightning has struck. Now there is a quickly expanding brush fire, and it's spreading towards us. Run, or put out the fire? We're going to put out the fire. Yes. We successfully did. Westlander women. We are not going to sleep with a random Westlander woman. That does not seem like what we're going to do here. Small Leg needs a worthy successor. I'm guessing Philip's no longer worthy. But Tesario is, so that's fine. Okay. Philip's prowess must have dropped too low due to age. Cleos is lost deep in thought when our entourage enters the quarries of Windy Ferry. He is leaned over a large, roughly cut wooden table, absorbed in drawing something on a scroll. I lean in closer over his shoulder, drawing his attention. My lord, I did not notice you there. My sincere apologies. I inquire about what he's up to, and Cleos replies, "Oh, I'm drawing up my thoughts on construction and the building of foundations. I'm quite the architect, you see." He smiles shyly. You want an architect thing? Not for that price. No, I think I'm good. Bovine Bounty. We will get herding insights for 10 years. And now... Oh, clear that one out. There we go. Treacherous slopes. As we travel through Casterly Rock, I take in the beautiful view from the mountainside. When I steal my eyes away to focus back on the stony path ahead, I realize we've been surrounded by a group of ruffians. A fearsome man, presumably their leader, steps in front of my caravan. That's this guy. Passing through these mountains will cost you. Don't care who you are, just passing through anyone passing through my mountain pays. I'm going to say to battle. We travelled freely through the mountain. We have now arrived in Casterly Rock, just in time for the feast. Who else has arrived? Ah, the Lord Paramount of the Riverlands came. Okay, cool, cool. Anyway, I am going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. Next time, we'll find out whether we're going to become friends with this guy, thereby getting him to join our court, thereby getting us to be able to press his claim. And we're going to find out whether we get this claim here, and then we can press some claims so we can start expanding. How much do we need for a kingdom? For a kingdom, we need another 6 holdings. Okay. Oh, and another duchy. Yeah, okay, that's important to know that we need another duchy, because that would mean that we'd have to, like, usurp one, which would require 3 in this one, and then how many on the other one? 4 on the other one here, so, yeah. We're going to have to do that, or we're going to have to completely destroy it and create it, but either way, it's going to take a little bit. Although I think we can usurp if we get further up here. One of these maybe I think allows you to do that for less, but it might just be creating for less. Yeah, I actually can't see anything about it on those ones. Maybe it's all the way back here. No. Okay, maybe it's just not on this one. I'm sure there was something in here about about legitimacy affecting the cost of, the cost in the requirements for titles, but it either doesn't apply to us, isn't in the mod, or it's just not on the tooltip. Any of those could be true. But anyway, for now, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.